What's up, everybody? The Gotham pilot is real. It's coming to Fox, and there's a new trailer. But what do we think about it? To find out, we've grabbed Jim and Eric from IGN Entertainment. They're going to tell us all about it. Eric, first impressions, what did you think of this trailer?
I liked it. You know, the first they put out that 40-second version, and then maybe within an hour we got the 2-minute version. 40-second one had me a little more wary. I think the longer version we got a better feel of what it's going to look like. I liked the tone of it. Mm-hmm. I liked the dynamic we were seeing between Gordon and Bullock. I've got some reservations that we'll talk about, but overall I think this could be a cool show.
Jim, first impressions.
Well, like Eric said, the initial shorter trailer left a little bit to be desired. I thought the dialogue was really heavy-handed, very, kind of ham-fisted. Running out of hand expressions here. But the longer trailer I liked a lot more. I thought it actually gave a better sense of sort of what the stakes are, and it was nice to see some of these, supporting characters pop up. You get a better sense of who everybody is and sort of the overall vibe.
I mean, you guys are just haters. From that first 40-second spot, I was totally on board. I mean, granted, I'm a DC Comics fanboy, but you had Gordon talking to young Bruce. I thought, what reservations could you possibly have, Eric Goldman?
I didn't have as much qualms with the dialogue as Jim, I think, but I did think that one big line he had at the end of the 40-second one about the light shining through was maybe a little too heavy-handed. My biggest thing that gives me pause is all of the Batman characters they're bringing in so quickly. Because let's not forget, this trailer is all taken from the 44-minute pilot.
True.
So that just seems like we're going to get a lot of Batman characters, even though I'm sure that some of them are in just one little scene, like, say, Pamela Isley. I kind of feel like, hey, guys, calm down. We can get to some of these characters. And I'm a little concerned about the coincidence of how much their lives are going to intertwine before he's Batman, before they're all wearing costumes. So that's the one thing that gives me pause.
What was that, Jim?
It's fate, Greg. It's fate. Fate is drawing them all together in that one city at that age where they all somehow won't recognize each other in years to come. That aside, I did like it. I'm going to watch the show until it loses me. But so far, it's okay. I just think, again, the writing, the dialogue, is way too on the nose. He's talking to a little boy, and it's like, he's trying to be profound. At that point in time, I think maybe just, I don't know.
You got to say something profound. His parents were just shot in front of him. See, this is I'm giving him so much rope here in the fact that this is all happening, but like they're gonna move away from all these plot points, right? I mean, it's not gonna be Penguin and Riddler together the whole time, growing up, becoming these people.
I am giving it a lot of slack too, though, because it is a pilot, and everyone knows that pilots are so heavy on exposition, so heavy on let's load up every little thing we can for later.
Right.
So I'm feeling more confident that okay, let's see what happens in week 2, week 3, because the pilot's going to lay out so many cards that maybe we don't have to see them every week. We know Penguin, Bruce Wayne, and Catwoman. I shouldn't say Catwoman. Selena Kyle are all regulars, but it's like Edward Nygma, I think, will float in and out. Pamela Isley, the same thing.
Sure. Jim, you talked a little bit about the dialogue. What did you think from what you saw of Ben McKenzie?
I think he seems fine as Gordon. Gordon without a mustache, Gordon without glasses.
That all comes with age.
The trench coat. But all that aside, no, he's a fine actor, and I think he seems good as Gordon. He seems like he's going to actually bring sort of just to ground it in the real world.
Eric, did you get that same impression?
Oh, yeah. I mean, first of all, let's just say I completely support Ryan Atwood, Hero of Gotham.
Yeah.
Because the OC forever. No, but I love Ben McKenzie. He just came off of several years on Southland, kind of proving his gravitas to people who might have doubted him from the OC, even though they shouldn't have. So I think he'll be a really good Gordon, and I like seeing, the interplay between him and Bullock. We just got a little glimpse of it, obviously,
sure.
But Donald Logue is great. So I feel very confident in that aspect of it, actually, of the two of them and sort of watching these guys sort of develop their relationship.
Now, you touched on the pilot, obviously, in a place where they're going to try to get as much in because, who knows if they ever get another shot at it. Do you expect a lot of mustache jokes, references? Maybe I'll grow a mustache one day kind of thing?
Jim, that's all you.
I don't think America is ready for facial hair that doesn't belong to Tom Selleck in a cop show.
Well said. Well said.
I feel like every other TV cop, unless he's Selleck, doesn't get to have a stash, even though every cop in real life, almost all of them have mustaches.
It's a point of authority for him.
Yeah.
It is. He has to earn that mustache like Batman has to earn that cowl.
Now you're talking. I like what you're doing.
That's right.
Eric, where do we go from here? All right, we know it's on Fox now. We know it's coming in the fall. They filmed this pilot. What's next? I mean, you cover, TV every day.
Yeah, so, they made this trailer announcement a week before Fox does their full presentation next week in New York at the Upfronts with their entire new lineup for the 2014 to 2015. So next week we'll find out probably its time slot, like what day and time slot, but they won't announce what date yet. That usually comes later in the summer. People are very curious, when will they air this? There are people already like, what if they put it up against S.H.I.E.L.D.? And we'd have the Marvel versus DC showdown.
Yeah.
But next week we're going to get at least an idea of what day of the week. And then beyond that, they'll start filming the show probably in July beyond the pilot. And I think we'll start hearing a lot more casting at that point as far as new recurring roles, other characters we didn't get in the pilot.
Now, Jim, you primarily cover movies. For you, where does this put DC and Marvel in their ever-escalating arms race for entertainment?
I think DC is probably, right now until Marvel's Netflix stuff begins to get shored up, right now I feel like DC has the edge on the small screen, whereas Marvel has the edge on the big screen. I think it's curious because, Gotham and Arrow and Constantine, none of them are connected as far as we know. Arrow and Flash will be, but not Arrow and Gotham. Gotham definitely seems like it's drawing from the Nolan verse in a way, but sort of also with that sort of timeless quality of Burton's Gotham and even Batman the Animated Series. But the dialogue and sort of the overall gritty, realistic approach seems like they're trying to do Nolan light on the small screen. Maybe they'll find success with it. I mean, I think if anything, you'll get at least one season out of this show. Well, for sure, yeah. But hopefully they'll actually get their footing.
Eric, I mean, looking at it, what do you see it being its run one day for Gotham? If you can look into your crystal ball, do you see it being a one-season thing, or is it going to go on for far too long like Smallville? I mean, what's going to happen?
Hopefully neither of those things. It's so funny because anytime we run a story about any genre show on Fox, there's always going to be people say, Fox they just love to cancel shows. They just want to cancel shows. Fox cancels shows that don't do well enough, just like every network. Mm-hmm. And I always think it's the thing you have to remember is Fox tries more of these shows that we're interested in, like here at IGN, so it makes it harder for us than shows we don't care about being canceled on ABC or CBS. I think they're going to put a lot of promotion behind this. This is the Batman TV show, even if it's not Batman, that we haven't had in a long time. So they're going to push this hard. And so much so that I would be surprised if it didn't at least get a second season if it wasn't, unless it's a huge failure. But I think the curiosity is going to be too high for that to happen. So, even with S.H.I.E.L.D., which hasn't been the hit they wanted it to be, but it's still a nice hit and is almost definitely about to be renewed, I think Gotham, if it can even settle at that level, we'll see it for at least, a few seasons. Although I don't want it to go for 10 seasons because no show should go for 10 seasons. You're always going to run out of steam on that if you try that.
You're always going to have the season with the witches for no reason that made no sense for a Smallville show. That's what's going to happen. That's what's
going to happen.
Jim, any closing thoughts on Gotham?
Yeah, look, I am excited for the show. I'm probably more excited than I'm letting on here. I think if the writing is there, there's a lot of potential to do an excellent show that doesn't have Batman in it. The other characters in Gotham are interesting. Sure, we'd love to see weekly adventures of Batman on the small screen, but that's not the intent here. And I think as long as the writing is there, I feel like the rest of that universe is strong enough to support the show. But if the dialogue and the characters are like with any other show, if the writing isn't there, doesn't belong to be, doesn't deserve being on the air.
Of course. Eric, any final thoughts?
I will say on the timeline thing, as far as how long it would go, I am just curious what their long-term plans are. Because the president of Fox had implied that this show could end with him becoming Batman. Well, he's probably like 12 here? So that would be a 10-year run, and we don't want that. So I'm curious, are they thinking a few years in that they would do a big time jump and, young Bruce is shipped off, comes back, buff young Bruce ready to kick some butt. So I mean, I'm curious what those long-term plans are, and I just want to see what they do with all the Batman characters and hope they don't make it too cute as far as them all crossing paths over and over again. That's my one concern, but I'm very hopeful because I think Gotham and Gordon have a lot of great material you could pull from.
Well, great. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of Gotham? Let us know in the comments. Then make sure you keep coming back to IGN for everything about Batman, TV shows, the movies, just literally anything nerdy. We're going to have it here on IGN.